Alright folks, decided to do a video here. This is aimed mostly at folks in our region. This year we are really gearing up region-wide to push a Camp of Instruction recruit skirmish in the summer, July 19th of 2025. And so our region, we're really pushing this as a regional effort, and that's going to require some work by all of our teams to attend various local gun shows and put up a booth or a table, as you see here, and really push and advertise for this upcoming Camp of Instruction that we're going to pull off. So what I've done here is I've set up a table the way that I've done it at past gun shows. Now, this is not meant to be the end-all and be-all of how to set up a table at a gun show. This is just the way that I've done it, and some of the insights maybe that I have gained from doing these kinds of things with the public in the past. So it's all about getting the attention of the people that are walking by. You want to get their attention so that you can then sell our organization and our upcoming Camp of Instruction to them. And so that's what it's all about. So getting a table at a gun show is pretty easy. You can go online. There's several websites that will help you identify gun shows that are coming up in your area. I've already sent something out to all the teams that shows on Google Maps where those all are, so we can strategically plan things that are local to where we shoot at Briarfield. And you want to identify those shows that you're wanting to attend. And once you've identified them, you want to contact them and be sure to say, hey, we are part of a 501c3 nonprofit. We are the North-South Skirmish Association, founded in 1950. We're all about competition black powder shooting using firearms of the American Civil War, and we would like to set up a table to recruit people into our sport at your gun show. Is there anything that you could offer us as a discount so that we could have a table at your show? And if you ask, very often you will get a discount. So I've gotten a free table at one show and half off for the rest of them that our team is going to be doing. So make sure you contact ahead of time, plan out the schedule of what you're going to hit, get your teammates to commit to help run it, and make sure you contact them in advance and try to get a break on your pricing. A lot of these places will limit you to only 2 people at your table. They don't want to have 15 people come in on a table rental and get to go to the gun show for free. So there's often a limit of 2 places at your table. So if your whole team wants to help, maybe you have 2 people running on Saturday and then a different 2 people running on Sunday, or however you want to break it up. But it's sometimes seating is at a premium, so you'll want to be aware of that before you have 5 people of your team show up and the rest can't sit at your table. Now, I'm sure they'll let you sit at the table if you pay a fee, if you pay the entrance fee for your extra folks. And that may be something that you just want to do. If you want to have 4 people sitting around so that you can deal with extra people or whatever, then do that. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit now about the kinds of things that you might want to consider when you are going to have a display or a demonstration like this, a recruiting event at a gun show or whatever your recruiting event is. So first thing off the bat, this is the North-South Skirmish Association. So wherever possible, I recommend that you have some Union representation in addition to Confederate representation. That way we don't come off as some kind of neo-Confederate organization or all rebels all the time, right? And unfortunately, this is the political climate that we are in today, and so we're going to want to come off as a nonpartisan organization that we are, that represents both Union and Confederate, focusing on competition shooting of black powder arms and preserving the history of the American Civil War. Okay, so to talk about some of the things that you might want to have on your table as part of your recruiting effort. So guns, obviously you're probably going to be set up at a gun show, and guns always get attention, right? So when folks are walking by at a gun show, they're going to be looking for guns. So an array of guns is very nice to have. I do recommend that you buy a bicycle lock. I use 2 of them because one isn't long enough to wrap all the way around the table. Thread the bicycle lock through all of your guns and basically lock them to the table. That way, you know, it's very difficult to grab one of these and go without taking the whole table along with you. So definitely recommend that, especially if you are running the table by yourself. Now, I don't recommend running the table by yourself. Try to go with a teammate so that, you know, if you've got to go grab some food or if you need to go hit the restroom, that someone else is here to watch all of your things. If you absolutely have to do one of these by yourself, you're probably going to be set up at a table with other vendors around you. And so if you are by yourself and you need to go to the restroom or whatever, ask one of your vendors nicely, hey, you know, would you watch my table for me? I got to hit the restroom. And they generally will, but it's not great to count on that. All right, so some guns are nice. Medals. Most of you guys have medals coming out the yin-yang. So lay some medals out. That's going to get attention. It's going to get eyes. People are going to say, oh, what's that bling? What are these medals? And that's what you want. You want to get people's attention. Draw them to your table so that you can engage with them. Okay? You're going to want some trifold flyers. All right, so if you contact the executive secretary of the North-South Skirmish Association, they will send you for free a bunch of trifold flyers. And those are very nice for folks just to come pick up and take with them. I highly recommend that you go get some trifold flyers made for your own region or your own team even, okay? Because the national flyers are nice, but the national flyers are all focused on Fort Shenandoah, okay? We're 11 hours away from Fort Shenandoah. So I went and got some flyers made specifically for our region to drive people to our region. And you'll also notice that our flyer has a QR code on it. And I recommend embedding these in your flyers, your banners, you know, whatever materials you have, because this is something for the modern age where somebody can point their phone at this and instantly go to any website that you designate in that code. And you can go online, there's free QR code generators, and you can hit that generate a QR code and put it in whatever, you know, piece of work that you're working on. So in this case, this QR code will direct people. They point their phone at it, it'll take them right to the Deep South website. This is our handout for our camp of instruction. You point your phone at this, it's going to take them straight to the sign up for the camp of instruction. Okay? These are great ways to reduce barriers to action, right? You want to get them in, and the more barriers that you can reduce, the better. Okay? So you're going to want some flyers to hand out to or let folks take. Let's see what else we have here. You might want to make up some additional handouts that people can take. This is just one for our team. They hit that QR code. It's going to take them to my team's website if I was recruiting for my team. You know, all of this, as I said, is geared towards our camp of instruction, July 19th, 2025. So I've got flyers that are made up for our camp of instruction so that they can take this with them. It's got all the details, the dates, of course, information on how to register for it. So you're going to want a bunch of those because that's, for us, for the Deep South region this year, that's what we're driving towards, okay? You're also going to want a sign-up sheet, okay? You're going to want a notebook that's got a bunch of name places and email places where folks can sign up for information. You notice here I've got a video playing. The N-SSA has produced 2 very nice videos about the North-South Skirmish Association that are on YouTube. They're recruit videos. There's one that's fairly old that I actually prefer because its content is more broad and focused on shooting, okay? And then the newer one is a much higher production value. It's a much slicker video, and it focuses more on the social aspects of the N-SSA. So both of them are good. So I've got them both set up on a media player, on a tablet here, on Infinite Replay. So they'll see here, I've got the volume turned down right now, but I'll play that thing at full blast, and let it sit here on the table. And that's another thing, a great eyeball getter.
100 yards downrange, where they try to drop their shots in as close as possible. But a good group requires good aim. Teams use a...
People will walk by and they see a TV playing and they're going to want to see what's on TV. What are they showing me? Especially when you got people shooting and cannons firing and all that. This is a great thing to have if you can pull it off. If you've got a tablet, even a notebook computer. Now, I talked about theft of the firearms earlier. This is something that can really walk off in a hurry, right? Somebody can grab this when your back is turned and be gone in seconds, right? So if you're gonna have something like this, make sure that someone's sitting here with it at all times. If you have to go to the restroom and you have to leave your table, you take it with you. Last thing I'll talk about is banners, okay? So there is a company called Vistaprint, okay? And I highly recommend them. There are probably other companies on the web as well, but Vistaprint, it's Vistaprint.com. I'll put the address in the description down below. But Vistaprint has a really slick front end for their website that lets you create banners and business cards and all kinds of fun things. And if all you have to do is come up with the artwork, and then it's pretty much drag and drop. Text and things you can do right there on their website, but pictures and things, you just upload your artwork as you find it. If you can use PowerPoint, you can use their website. And if you have any questions or problems, get in touch with me and I'll show you how this works. But these things are really easy to make. They cost about 80 bucks a pop, okay? So here's another one that I made up for our team. And again, you just want to make it exciting and interesting. You want to have contact information if possible. I probably should have put QR codes in here, but I didn't. But anyway, banners make you look professional. It makes it look like you are a real going affair and not just Bubba with a few guns on the table, okay? But it's not required. This will be the first year that I've done this. I've never had these nice banners before. I went all out this year. Now I do have something on the front of the table here, and I will get to those in a little bit, but in detail. But at the front of the table, we also have a table and a banner, and I recommend this at a minimum. At a minimum, you're going to want to have a banner on the front of your table for people to know who you are and what you're about. So that's it. Next, we're going to get into some scenarios about how you want to deal with the public. Yeah, so we were at the range and I was shooting, and man, wouldn't you know, this UFO came out of the sky and it started, beaming up, my targets, and I was trying to shoot them at them, and man, they were just going everywhere, and I was like, wow, there's a UFO. And man, I couldn't believe that I was having a UFO while I was shooting. All right, so did you see what happened there? We had somebody come by and they were interested. They were clearly looking at what was going on, and we didn't engage, right? We were in our own little world over here talking about whatever, right? Don't do that. You don't want to do that. It's all about engaging with the people that are coming up. So you got to be focused, you got to be vigilant and watching for folks to come by. All right, so there's another one that you don't want to do, right? So people are coming up and they're obviously interested in what you're doing. They're attempting to engage, and we're both sitting here looking at our phones, right? So I know this is more of a problem with the younger generation, but you don't want to be sitting here stuck in your phone. You want to be focused on folks coming in to engage. How's it going?
Doing good.
All right, so that's an example of where someone's going to be walking by and you just got to grab their attention, right? Now, sometimes you can tell they're on a mission and they're just going to be walking and on a mission. But otherwise, you want to grab their attention, and if they're walking by, just say, hey, how's it going? And that is often enough to get their eyes on you, and they may then be more interested in what you're doing. Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
Well, are you interested in black powder competition shooting?
I am. What do you do?
Well, we are the North-South Skirmish Association. We are a nonprofit. We focus on competition shooting of black powder firearms from the American Civil War. We've got some flyers here that we're welcome to take one of those. In July, we're going to have a camp of instruction. So we are going to be teaching people how to shoot and clean black powder muzzleloading firearms. And we are going to have a simulated team competition. We're going to have a free lunch for everybody, and it's totally free, but space is limited. So yeah, sign up for more information and take some flyers, and we hope to hear from you.
Thank you.
Okay. So as you can see, the name of the game here is engagement with the public. So you want to get folks to come to your table, you want to talk to them and just give them a brief, introduction, who we are, what we're about, and what action you want them to take, okay? So the action we want them to take is to sign up for our camp of instruction and to sign up for more information. So that's what we are pushing, and that's what it's all about, is engagement with the public. If people are walking by, you want to snag their attention. Now, I'll be honest with you, 99% of the people that walk by are not going to be interested in what we do, okay? They're going to walk by and go, oh, no, I'm not interested in that. And then you just have to drop it, right? Focus on the next person that comes along. About half the people that do stop by that talk to you are going to be interested. They'll know something about black powder, but they won't know anything about our era. The most common one I get is, well, I have a Hawken, all right? So that's not going to help. Every once in a while, you're going to get somebody that wants to stop and wants to talk your ear off, about, oh, I've got Abe Lincoln's personal revolver, and they're going to want to tell you all about it. And so if you have multiple people running your table, it's a good idea to have a person that's designated to deal with the talkers, right? So if you get somebody who comes up who's wanting to talk your ear off about not really relevant stuff to what you're here for, send them to the talker and let them have a side conversation so that you don't miss more opportunities. Other than that, it's all about engagement. It's all about getting the public to come up to your table and to stop, wherever they were going up and down these aisles of the gun show. You want them to stop and engage, and you want to take that quick opportunity. You've got 15 seconds to tell them who we are, offer a brochure, tell them about the camp of instruction, and tell them, make sure to emphasize that, it's free, but you have to sign up in advance, and space is limited. And what this does, it's a psychological thing, right? You get what's called FOMO, fear of missing out. And so when you present this unique opportunity that's free, but space is limited, this motivates people to engage and to commit far beyond just having a mere sign-up sheet, okay? These sign-up sheets are nice, but what I've found from past gun show experience is if you just go to a gun show, set up a display table, and have people sign for more information, when you press people to sign, they'll sign it with zero intention of interacting, right? Zero intention of ever following through. They're just signing it to be polite. But when we have things like this, an event that's for them, that's free, space is limited, you add a QR code, they can sign up right away. It kind of self-culls the people that are just being polite. This gives them their little first baby step. It's real simple, a level of commitment that they will make by going here and signing up, okay? In their mind, that is a commitment. They have taken the first step, and then we will follow up with emails as we get closer to the deadline saying, hey, we're so glad you signed up for our camp of instruction. You know, here's what we're going to plan on doing that day. Here are the things that you need to bring. Here's what we're going to provide for you. And by the way, if you can't make it, please, you know, let me know so I can take you off our list, because space is limited and we've got to make room for other people, which is absolutely true. And that way they will self-prune themselves from the list also. So all about engagement, you know, reducing barriers so that they want to engage, they want to sign up for things. That's what it's all about, trying to get people, you know, to make that first little bit of commitment. Everything is about overcoming a barrier. If they're walking down the aisle, you got to overcome the barrier, the social barrier of coming up in my face and talking to me, right? If you just sit here and let them go by, there's kind of a lot of people are kind of shy, even though they're at a gun show. You know, they don't necessarily want to engage. Some people just aren't socially there, you know. So you've got to break that little barrier for them, make it easy for them to come engage, and then, you know, break down more barriers by saying, well, here, take a flyer, right? And this is something that gives them information that they can then go home and act on, right? And we give them a reason to want to act on it with these events that we're doing. It's free and it's a fun thing, and it's you know, space is limited. You know, all these things are about breaking down barriers, making things easy so that they can engage. It's super important as you run one of these things. You know, if you're not necessarily a socially outgoing person, then you've got to be that socially outgoing person. And it was difficult for me. And, you know, a lot of us that are into living history or history in general, we're kind of bookish, nerdy people. And so it can be hard for some of us to put ourselves out there, right? And to sell and to engage people. And it's easy just to sit here and hi, right? You got to be bubbly. You got to be upbeat. You have to be excited about what we do, because you want them to be excited about what we do. You want them to be so excited about what we do that they sign up and want to do it too, because that's what it's about, right? Think about the thrill and the fun that you're having when you're out on the line, earning medals and shooting targets with your friends and all of that. You've got to convey, you got to get that excitement and convey that to these other people, these people that are coming up, so that they get excited about it too. So be that person, be the upbeat, be the salesperson for the organization and for our camp of instruction this year. And let's do this, guys. I want to see 60 people signed up on our roster this year. I want to see the Deep South region, when they publish that Skirmish Line magazine and they show the number of recruits, we're going to blow the doors off them, guys. 60 people. I want to see this region go from 140 paid members to 200 paid members by the end of 2025. And instead of 50 people on the skirmish line at our regional skirmishes, I want to see 100 people on our firing line. So that's our goal. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of commitment and a lot of hours. You need to tell everybody you know that you think might even be remotely interested in doing what we do. And then we need to break down the barriers, help them do it, help them find the equipment, help them find guns, help them find percussion caps, all those things to bring people into our organization. So good luck, and we'll see you at a gun show.